in order to come up against and be seen as opposition to the Sacred Soul Light Level Collective. Woo! These matrix programs, in order to maintain the simulation, are collapsing, with how many souls have been freed and how many destinies restored. It's all over for these individuals that, again, were capitalizing off of the unassuming and unawakened in order to harvest and harness their soul essence and energy for their own benefit, as well as feeding the machine to maintain the matrix and their positions within this realm of power and control. So we did get into this a little bit over on YouTube, and I was going to take a little bit of a break today because I've been up since 6 a.m. and Spirit said, nope, we need to talk about the galactic grid system, the golden galactic grid system that is now coveting this planet, and how it has overridden the darker grid systems within place in order to maintain certain programs within the simulation, keeping certain souls enslaved and oppressed and imprisoned. It's all collapsing. True Earth, it is now what we are experiencing. While any individual that was capitalizing off of the illusions within the simulation and soul energies they had enslaved are falling. They have lost control. And this is why we are seeing an influx of destiny swaps and individuals trying to harness our energy and trying to manipulate us in the dream state. Why individuals may even be attempting to interject intimately within the ethers. So you may be dreaming of individuals attempting to be intimate with you in the dream state. They're trying to attach to your energy and harness it. You got a lot of elite individuals that have repeatedly attempted to manipulate your DNA and your energy in their favor with who they wanted to infuse with that energy, and who they were deeming as an influence to this realm, who they wanted to position in power, or where they wanted this individual to push a certain agenda, and they needed your energy and your influence to do it. And they said completion, a collapse completion. Your energy is infiltrated. This is a massive backfire on individuals, elites, organizations, networks, and societies that were attempting to use and manipulate other individuals in order to break down light workers and starseeds in order to harness their energy for darker agendas and darker programmings and installations within this realm. Woo! 144 in the live right now. Y'all seeing this? Did y'all peep that? 144. What's up, chosen galactic golden children of the Most High? How we doing? How we feeling? What's the vibe? I'm curating ethereal transmissions coming through in order to assist you. Oh, was that directly for me? I feel like that was a collective message. Missing North Node, missing life's purposes. Individuals that were missing their life purpose, I mean, this was being siphoned from them. Their soul star is being returned, which is causing a collapse to the simulation. It is causing collapse to the matrix. It is no longer being able to maintain a perception of it being reality. And for those of you this message is for, you will understand what the divine meant by that. Individuals that are waking up and reclaiming their destiny are no longer seeing the matrix as all there is, or all that there should be. They're now on mission. They're now they're answering the call, and they're following the callings, which is causing individuals that were positioned in this position, or placed in a position of power in order to control and bind souls within this simulation, are falling from their falsified position of grace. They're falling from the top. They're falling from the top that they had stepped on other souls to get to, while the souls that they had stepped on are being elevated into the positions of power that these individuals were abusing in order to maintain certain illusions and programs within the simulation. Hold on. You're a very sacred soul, which is why so many individuals attempted to, I don't know if I can say this word on TikTok, You're a very sacred soul, which is why so many individuals, elites, organizations, and societies attempted to traffic your energy. Why they needed your energy, why they attempted to clone your essence, why they attempted to push through a destiny swap pertaining individuals that they felt like would be easy to handle and would be positioned in a place to push a certain agenda. Pawns in their scheme, in their plot. And you go against everything. You are a sacred rebel. You are a divine soul that will not succumb to corruption. So this is why there were so many attempts to destiny swap. So many individuals attempting to siphon. So much trauma that individuals kept trying to continuate in your experience in order to lower your vibration and make you easier to target. This is why you had such a hard life. They knew it from the moment that you were placed within this realm, that you were brought forth. You were always a glitch in the system that was picked up immediately within the matrix and all the energy that followed you. You were manipulated and bound since a very young age. But this is all you have, body. You've been freed from this. I'm getting a lot of channels. Like, these are individuals that had continuously attached things to your spirit body to keep you bound and harness your energy for their benefit. Yet they didn't know that they were being programmed and puppeted to do this in order to keep you from ascending into your highest level in order to be the change within this planetary's advancement. To be the leader, the revolutionary light leader upon this planet for its advancement. For the type of charge you would take in order to lead change. You've had a lot of elites, organizations, and societies, and these karmic individuals that were handlers of light workers within these certain industries and within these certain positions, desperately attempting to gain access to your energy and walk in your essence in order to maintain these connections, as well as maintain their positions in this realm with the monetary means that were being poured into them or that they were receiving because of the position they had solidified through false faces, is what I heard. Wearing other individuals' energy to not be seen as what they truly are. An energy vampire. They said not just an energy vampire. A succubus, an incubus, a Jezebelian spirit. Lower vibrational entity inhabitants taking up what should have been light workers. Destiny. Taking on what should have been light workers. Destiny and South Node life's debts. Individuals that, again, are falling from grace. So if you had well-known individuals falling from their falsified, perceived position of grace, their blessed life was originally others. What had looked as though it had been fated had been stolen. So these individuals are now in their life's debts. Too many of us are awake. Too many of us are solidifying boundaries around our spirit, around our soul star. These entities, that's what I'm seeing on this card. These entities, these beings, these demons in disguise. So again, if you've been like waking up, because this part definitely resonates with me with what Spirit had conveyed to me. If you are waking up fatigued, or you keep being pulled out of your sleep, it's because individuals are desperately attempting to break into your energy or gain an attachment to your energy in order for some type of swap to occur. And they are being fought off. You may be being pulled out of the ethers so that Spirit can handle these energies that have been trapped within whatever had been set for them to fall into within the ethers. These are also individuals that may be attempting to dreamscape. Move throughout the dream state in order to trap fragments of your soul. And your soul, your spirit is being recalled or your spirit is being upgraded. So the fatigue you are feeling is the fight that you put up in the spirit in order to hold on to what is yours and fight off these individuals that have been desperately attempting to gain access to it. And again, this is why you had karmic familial members trying to destiny swap with you, energy siphon. This is why you had exes trying to energy harvest, destiny swap, siphon. This is why you've had elites. All of these individuals that are that have accumulated this much karma and are darker inhabitants need our light and need our essence to make shit work, to make shit run, to be in a position of power, to have prosperity, to have the things that we have been ordained and fated to receive. They need us. And this is why they are desperately, because with the world advancing and changing, they're not able to acclimate or adapt. And the individuals in a position of power are losing it. Handlers around light workers in a position of recognition, in a position of prosperity, are losing their connection to these light workers and any binding they had over them because of the ascension, because of the advancement, because of the energetic understanding. And the fact that they are no longer able to use outsider energy, others' energy, to appear to be a certain way, to wear a false face, a face that isn't theirs. Spiritual burp. Y'all know them spiritual burps be coming through. Partners. Somebody wanted to maintain a partnership with a light worker that is heavily blessed. And again, you had a lot of individuals attempting to break into your energy, trying to etherically traffic your soul for what comes with it, what they would be able to gain access to with it. You got a lot of individuals could even be in the CIA or Illuminati, individuals like this, organizations, societies, and networks that are trying to figure out your encrypted divine coding in order to clone your energy because of the type of influence and impact you have on this realm. They would love to lead the world back into darkness. And they're looking at you as though you are the key to that because of how you are leading the world into light. So with what I picked up on YouTube, again, I'm connecting the dots. We're having this epiphany together of why all of these individuals thought that it was going to be a smart idea to go up against God's champion. You are God's champion, God's right-hand woman, God's right-hand man. You are the gavel in God's hands. And judgment has definitely been brought down upon these people that were even manipulating the purity and essence of children to maintain these positions, to glamorize their own energy and to level up in this world, to get their rituals to work. Nothing works without us. This is why this is the divine revolution. And this is why you are a chosen child of the Most High, who is a revolutionary light leader and frontliner. You're freeing souls. You're freeing the children. You're freeing the youth. You're freeing the innocent. And the more that you do this, the more that you advance in this realm, the more that you take charge and you trust the downloads and channels you are receiving, and the more you alchemize this energy without returning it, but returning entities and an intent, the more the matrix collapses and anybody that was in charge of it, anybody that was capitalizing off of the illusions and these sacrificial rituals that they were doing within it, when the world was coveted in darkness. But now that this golden grid system has been set in place, these individuals are losing traction, and with the amount of souls that have awakened and the destinies that have been called back, these individuals are losing face very quickly. They're taking financial hits because of what they had acquired with others' energy, while it is being called back to its origin. You are the founder, is what I just heard. Divine revolutionary leader. So these individuals attempting to wage war on you, it could be somebody in the limelight that needed your energy for a certain partnership, was working with these networks, organizations, societies, and even practitioners, well-paid, well-known practitioners, in order to gain your essence, in order to gain your essence, to maintain partnerships, connections, and a position of prosperity. Whoever this is, and whoever they're working with is very desperate. Like I said, I picked up on this energy over on YouTube. Very desperate because they know what comes with your energy. They know what your destiny entails with the divination they've been abusing. And they know what type of influence they would have with your abilities, with your essence. Everybody before this individual failed. All these karmic family members, all these karmic exes, all these hit man or hit woman, these spiritual hits placed out on your head. And I'll tell you, this individual has been investing a lot in order to find a way to get you hit, to have your energy. And like I said, some of you even have the CIA attempting to study you because they want to. There are darker individuals within the CIA that are attempting to manipulate your energy and clone your energy. It's a clone collapse. Their systems are collapsing. I heard they're spiritual laboratories. Your understanding is undefeated. But these individuals are having a massive collapse with the fact that they keep trying to copy your energy, your divine thumbprint, your code, so that they could. This is giving they clone Tyrone. Except I'm not feeling like this is a clone of you, like you would see you. This is an individual that would move like you, would talk like you, or was supposed to. These clones were fucking up. This Aries energy could be a clone. Or like, what I'm getting is, it's literally like you, yeah, your energy would be used for somebody they would be able to control. Somebody they would be able to use to steer the masses back into darkness, the planet back into darkness. Like somebody they were going to, or that has a position of recognition in this realm. They couldn't do this though. It kept, these energies kept crashing out. Any individual that your energy was like injected into started having mental issues. Like they started struggling. Things started going horribly wrong. Your coding cannot be copied. So yes, they may have been attempting to, in a sense, like clone you, but I'm feeling like this is clone your essence. In somebody they would feel confident in having this position of recognition. For some of you, I gotta say it like this, this is a celebrity. This is a well-known individual. Or like an influencer, Instagram model, CEO. This is somebody that was supposed to have your essence. That they felt like they had all the connections to acquire this. That was supposed to elevate their influence. And I feel like a karmic familial unit has been trying this shit. And it's been backfiring horribly. Like somebody in your karmic familial unit may actually be passing away. This ex's life is falling apart. They may be struggling mentally for how they tried to appear to be a twin flame by harnessing your essence. Some of you have an ex that tried to be you. That literally, you may have seen this person as a twin flame. No, they were taking your fucking energy when you were letting them in. They only looked like a twin flame. They only started to look like you because this individual was harnessing your energy and your essence. This was not a twin flame. This was a mimic. This was an entity. This was definitely a karmic contract. And without your energy, some of you haven't seen this person in years. If you saw them now, you would be like, what the fuck happened to you? And some of us are seeing this with these celebrities, with the soul essence that's been called back to its origin, with so many of us awake. We're looking at them and we're going, oh my God, are you okay? Are they okay? What's going on? They look, damn, you look like you've been through hell. What the fuck? I swear, like a few months ago, you looked fine. And now you looking like this? What? Whoa, something's not right. Some of you would look at your ex and this is what you would say. Some of you were looking at these celebrities and going, a few months ago, they looked fine. Why are they looking like this right now? You're seeing them crash out. You're seeing them struggle. You're seeing them look haggard. And it's exactly lack of energy. There are even individuals in a position of power like CEOs, millionaires, and billionaires that are not trying to show their face right now. Because of how old they're looking. Them's wrinkles of witchcraft. Sorry. You hear the beeping in the background? I'm sorry. If you have wrinkles, I have wrinkles. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I'm saying motherfuckers out here looking like the Crypt Keeper. Alright, they're looking like you 50. Why the fuck you look like you're 125? What is going on here? Why are all these years hitting you at once? It's because all of the life force, all of the mana, all of the divine energy has been called back to its origin, which means these individuals are no longer being able to use our energy to immortalize their own spirits, which means they're looking older. Their bodies are breaking down. All of that darkness is catching up. And this Aries is or whoever attempted to wage war on you, this one's about to be next. And again, with could be an Aquarius. Exactly, the chi, the energy, the inner chi. All of these individuals that were capitalizing off of the unassuming and unawakened while the world was coveted in a grid of darkness are now losing their handle over any soul that they were using to heal themselves and to keep themselves appearing a certain way while conveying, oh, it's just this skincare, buy this skincare. This is why I look so young. And now you're looking at them like, what happened to the skincare? Why in 3 months you looking like what? What in the good great gracious? What in the sweet baby Jesus has happened to you? This is what? Y'all see in this Aquarius card, we got Saturn up in the corner and it looks like soul essence is being pulled out of this energy. You see the little orbs down here? These are actually stars, but they look like orbs to me. This is what's happening. The more we awaken, the more we set energetic boundaries, and the more that we call back the fragments of our souls, we call back our power, we call back our ancestral inheritance, we call back our destinies, the more these individuals lose them. And again, some of you, or should I say some of us, were being looked into and studied by the CIA that were attempting to find out how to clone our energy to place it within one of these individuals they would be able to control. They would be able to manipulate. Because these were individuals that would do anything for monetary means and fame and fortune. And you got light workers that have acquired fame and fortune that are now waking up to the type of handlers they were around and that they had, and why they were continuously triggering them, and why they were enabling certain vices, why they had certain behaviors. Return of benefits, Jupiter return. So some of you, somebody attempted to obtain a divine romantic contract, a divine contract that had your name on it. It was a part of your destiny by siphoning your energy and destiny swapping with you, using whatever connections they could in order to get the job done. And now that you've returned, all of you has been returned to you. Your destiny is solidified. You are walking in your life's purpose. You are walking right into this divine contract. If it's not a romantic partner, it's a business opportunity or a soul family connection as well as fame. If somebody was using your energy or attempting to destiny swap with you for fame and fortune, you know it's yours. You know this was destined for you. If you had karmic familial units, exes trying to sacrifice you for fame and fortune, just know that they knew exactly what your destiny entailed and what type of benefits come with your soul and your destiny. So whatever individuals thought they were going to capitalize off of, you are walking right into. It is yours. Some of you, this is a lot of, I was about to say stability, abundance. This is an ancestral inheritance. This is Squirreless. This is stability, security. I did just see the butterfly signifying transformation. So again, anything acquired off of light workers, so like, I won't even say light workers, light energy. Because like light workers, you're putting in light work. And there are those that are just awakening that are being guided to their path of light, to their path of enlightenment, their soul's calling. So these are the souls of the innocent and unassuming that have been called back through this awakening and the answering of the call. Where we are going to see more of these individuals that harbor darker inhabitants, exactly, children's energy being released. We're going to see these individuals that harbor dark inhabitants and attachments start to get extremely desperate and crash out more than they already are and start to appear in a certain way visually because of what they have lost. How many souls have been freed and how many sacred souls are being divinely protected. It's like you are a divine representative speaking for those who were oppressed and silenced, giving them a voice. And now that these souls are being heard and recognized, and now that these souls are answering the call, you are, in a sense, having them divinely coveted in a way where you don't have to see them because you feel them. You are coveting the innocent in energy that cannot be acquired that cannot be penetrated. You may see yourself, or you may have been told by the divine that you are a mother of this realm, a father of this realm. They heard this. They've been hearing this, or you have heard this. But this lets me know, these individuals know that you are a heavy hitter in this realm that has come true. The prophecy has come true. That you have come through in order to be a protector of this realm. In order to shift it out of the timeline of the apocalyptic state it was in, by how the soul energies that were being harnessed and swapped and harvested were being used to manipulate this realm. Not to manipulate this realm, but to maintain the matrix, to maintain the machine, as well as the individuals that were put in a position of power in order to be the gatekeepers to the information unknown, to keep the path of enlightenment from being walked, to keep the awakening from reaching the level that it has now by installing certain programs that would further oppress the initiates, is what I just heard. To oppress the souls that were meant to traverse as the revolutionary light leaders of the awakening, to leading those from darkness to light, to lead those from the pathway to hell that they were on to the pathway to heaven and all that they were meant to unlock within themselves and meant to acquire within this lifetime. For it being the lifetime that the awakening would push certain souls that had been continuously reincarnating to this being their last life, or a life where they had done the majority of the work. You being this revolutionary light leader, this mother to this realm, this father to this realm, was an issue for these individuals because of the threat to the position that you had become and that you had been ordained to be, and that your ascension would lead you into becoming. You being this frontliner, you being this mother to this realm, this father to this realm, and the type of souls that would be coveted and protected by what you had unlocked with the opposition that you had faced and the energy you had alchemized and what you had understood about the energetic influence of this realm. You had to have a deep understanding of what type of influence was within this realm, what type of energy, the understanding of how energy would be manipulated, what type of energy would be directed at you for a certain outcome, or to cause a certain reaction, or to steer you a certain way. Energetic controlled mechanisms that would spring upon you when you had reached certain levels or when you were walking the path of enlightenment, only for you to disable them to assist other light workers. They know how to handle these situations because of you. You're assisting beautiful souls with breaking out of the oppression that they didn't want to previously acknowledge because of how they've seen you fight through it and how they've seen you come out triumphant. They've seen you come out the champion. They're following these steps to overcoming and alchemizing and using this energy to manifest and pull in higher timelines and higher vibrational energy, which is further advancing this realm. And they're seeing it pay off in their reality. They're seeing things that had previously held them back be effortlessly elevated beyond and above. They're experiencing things that had kept them in a cycle of suffering be stripped from their reality to where they're finally getting to experience unadulterated happiness and joy. They're finally seeing a payoff with what they are putting their attention on and what they are investing their energy into. And it's all because of you. This is the type of traction you have in this realm, and this is why so many individuals wanted to traffic your spirit. This is why so many individuals wanted to gain access to your spirit, because of the type of heavy hitter you are in this realm, the influence you have, and all that's attached to your energy. Your energy holds sacred coding that is imperative to the advancement of this realm, this dimension, this planet. Exactly. And through every level was an activation of your gifts, an activation that was necessary with the doors you were walking through and how you would be able to convey this understanding of your intuitive and intellectual as well as your ethereal integrations and upgrades. How you would be able to guide others into an understanding of their own light body, their own spirit, and the type of supernatural being, the type of divine being that they truly are. For we are not human, we are a drop of the divine, bringing divinity to humanity, reminding humanity of its true divinity, that all that you see with your physical eyes is not your reality. All that you were previously a part of was a hologram, a simulation, keeping you in a box and keeping you from reaching your highest potential, keeping you from understanding that you're calling, keeping you from understanding that your desires, your dreams, your wish fulfillment, your manifestations were not only attainable, but it was a part of your soul coding to acquire. That this was not just a desire, it was not just a dream, this was a part of your soul map. And that the highest level, the highest version of you, your higher self, that had already reached these heights within certain timelines, were leaving breadcrumbs behind for you to reach. But first you needed to understand how your soul was being fragmented. First you needed to understand how many individuals were a part of this trafficking plan for your spirit. How many individuals were capitalizing off of your energy, keeping you from following the breadcrumbs and seeing the path that has been set out for you in order to acquire these desires and so-called dreams. Where they're not dreams, this is your reality, it's your soul map, it's your coding, it's your destiny. And now that you've reached these levels, you're helping others understand the type of steps that they need to take and the type of energies they need to walk away from in order to exactly unlock the level of accomplishments, unlock their highest timeline where their higher self is already there going, I've left you breadcrumbs, follow them. I've left you clumps. Channel it to me. What is the significance of clumps? An individual that felt as though they could capitalize off of your essence is now losing clumps of hair. You've got individuals succumbing to sicknesses because of how bright and sacred your energy is, for it cannot sit within an unclean vessel. That's relevant because some of you are starting to see that individuals are starting to decay around you. You're seeing individuals start to react in a different way around you, start to become more reactive, more volatile. So again, there are light workers here that are taking the steps necessary in order to align themselves to where their higher self is. But some of you need to observe what is happening to those that say that they are your friends and family, that say that they love you, when in all reality, you're watching them decay right in front of you. The more they try and put their little grubby fingers on your light, the more they attempt to take from you, the more that this light is eating through them because they have an unclean vessel. So this is the divine saying, be aware, you are picking up on it energetically, listen to your intuition and follow the path that you are being guided to follow. You're seeing these smiling faces, but you're feeling something different. Trust your intuition, trust your discernment and your angelic guidance, for it will never steer you wrong. We're individuals that are praying P-R-E-Y-I-N-G. These individuals that are preying upon you and praying that you don't see through their facade, their falsified smiling mask, are waiting for you to drop your guard so that they can gain access to your energy and so that you will succumb to the type of nefarious plots they have for your life, feeling as though with your energy you will be unnecessary. So again, this is not to perpetuate any type of fear or paranoia. This is the divine saying, listen to what I'm conveying to you. Listen to what your spirit is telling you, because it may just save your life. Now, with these individuals that are, somebody needed to hear that there is a masculine energy out there who has a karmic feminine smiling in his face. Specifically a him. Masculine energies or feminine energies, this in particular is a physical male. There is a karmic feminine female smiling in your face, or a karmic masculine female smiling in your face, attempting to convey their love for you, but your spirit is telling you otherwise. There is something wrong with this individual and some judgment that you will face by coming in between this individual and the type of karma they are experiencing. They need to attach to you in order to harness your energy to save themselves. Be aware. Now, this isn't just for a divine masculine, but I'm heavily feeling a masculine energy, a physical male. I am heavily feeling a physical male that was on the fence with a karmic feminine energy, or a karmic masculine. A male that was on the fence with a woman. And this woman has already rubbed this male the wrong way. Be aware if this individual is trying to get in contact with you, trying to connect with you, trying to be intimate with you. This individual needs your energy. This is somebody, because of the karma they have racked up, which could be very bad. This could be somebody that was attempting to project death onto a protected spirit. This is an individual that knows that this energy is catching up to them, and spirit is trying to warn you to stay out of the way. And I'm heavily feeling this is somebody who is projecting death onto a chosen, onto a protected spirit. So there's a physical male out there that needs to be aware. Listen to your intuition so you don't get hit, so that you're not guilty by association with this individual. Steer clear of this person because you're already seeing them go through karma. This could be anybody out there that this is resonating with. Spirit is saying these soul spirit traffickers, these spiritual oppressors, these soul spirit oppressors are attempting desperately to find a light worker that they can attach to that will take on their karma for them. Any individual that is attempting to connect with you at this time, listen to your intuition and your divine guidance. It will never steer you wrong. There is an airplane that just flew overhead, God's plan. Call judgment on the situation and ask the divine to expose all of your enemies to you. I guarantee the Most High and the divine will show you this individual is an enemy. Now again, you got a lot of elite individuals that would desire to connect to your energy or clone your energy. They've been running these soul enslavement trafficking programs for lifetimes. These are high profile, darker elite individuals that are losing traction and power in this realm, that may even be attempting to send in opposition that is supposed to appear to be a connection to you in order to gain an attachment to you, in order to gain an attachment to you for your energy. Be aware of what your spirit is conveying to you and the signs and synchronicities you are receiving from your team. You may also be a psychic, intuitive medium. You could very well easily pick up on your spirit guides and your angels. Be aware of what they are conveying to you and telling you at this time. You may also be intuitively picking up on messages via music. Listen to what's being conveyed to you through music. You are receiving messages from ascended ones, and they're letting you know what is going on and what you need to prepare for. If you're hearing a lot of intimate music pop up, somebody is attempting to attach to you using intimate magic or doing these intimate rituals with others in order to gain access to your abundant energy. So you may want to do a clearing of your space, a spiritual cleansing, and also shut your energy down every night and call it back to you. Setting energetic boundaries between you and any individual attempting to attach to you or attempting to destiny swap with you. Ooh. Just a heads up. We got third house communication. My deck is in reverse. Third house communication, we're going to take these in the upright. Saturn return. Third house messages, air element communication and return. Spirit is saying, I am telling you right now that these individuals are going through a massive return. This return is being communicated through these groups, these networks and societies, as well as the ethers. There is a massive preparation for victory and success with light workers that have stepped into their breakthrough era and season. Things are going to be going very well from you. Very well for you. From you. Emanating from you. Things are very emanating well from you, which lets me know you have all of your energy. You have alchemized the intent of individuals that the desired outcome was sickness and dis-ease. These individuals are going through a return. They were attempting to project their own essence and experience off onto you. These individuals have walked right into the worst type of karma for how they had come up against a chosen. Spirit's explaining why there are certain individuals you are going to want to disconnect from or keep your distance from, while also setting these energetic boundaries. There is a message of concern pertaining these individuals about your breakthrough and your rise into power, prosperity, and recognition. Especially with this age here, Saturn return age. It is a new age, it is a new era. It is time for true earth, not new earth, true earth. For it is only perceived as new earth to those that are experiencing it with their true eyes, their new eyes, their spiritual eyes. Those that have only experienced the matrix, the illusions, the glamour of the simulation and the 3D, the way that it appeared to be, for that was not the real reality. For individuals that are now seeing what real is, they're seeing what the true earth is. They are experiencing it as new, but it has always been here. It has just been shrouded in darkness, illusion, corruption, and programs. And with the simulation in the matrix falling and those now awakening to what true earth is, there's a call to the spirit. More spirit being more soul fragments, more souls, more spirits being called back to its origin. While these individuals are now decaying, they're going through death, they're going through dis-ease, and they're being dismantled. Their traction in this realm has stopped. Their power depleted. Their influence transferred to the origin, to the light workers, the revolutionary light leaders that are meant to be in this position of authority, power, prosperity, and recognition. star energy. You were meant to be a star. You were meant to be seen. You were meant to be heard. There's prosperity coming, not for everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The weeds from the chaff, they're being sorted. Not everybody is going to be famous. Not everybody wants to be famous. But there are those of you that have been told that you're going to be having a certain platform and a certain amount of recognition within this realm because of how many souls you were going to be leading. They're showing me Moses. Some of you, if not all of you, have already been conveyed the type of prosperity that is coming through for you. If you haven't had this conveyed, if you haven't received this message or this communication, you will. Exactly. It has been written. Your spirit team and the Mosai is going to convey to you the prosperity that is coming through for you and what you are being guided to do with it. This is not just about nurturing you, but it's, again, about the advancement of this realm and what type of opportunities that you are being guided to orchestrate with the prosperity you receive and the position you've been given and how you are being guided to express your creative genius and your soul's calling. Again, your life has been biblically depicted. Your life has been biblically depicted, for it has been prophesied. You are a massive part of Revelation. You are the prophecy that came true, that dismantled everything that these individuals knew. I love that. Moses is accurate to your ancestry. And this is why you know that you've been chosen as this leader. You've been, exactly, Pamela, you've been sealed. This had all been planned. This had all been orchestrated. And you were who God used to break down, dismantle, and disarm these individuals, these elites, these lower vibrational entity inhabitants, is what they keep calling them. The inflicted, the unsavable, the forsaken. None to learn. They said none to learn for the darker practices they felt. None to learn with the darker practices they felt power. What do you mean by that? None to learn through darker practices they felt power. These are individuals forsaken, lost, unsavable, that had refused to learn and refused to learn, but had desired through darker means to lead, and to lead many souls to damnation, to lead many souls to experiencing the hell that had been for them. These are individuals that felt like their darker practices would... Thank you, Agnes. That is abundance. That is abundance. You are walking into generational wealth. Thank you, Agnes, for sowing into me, and know that you are receiving it back infinitely in all the ways that God deems necessary for each and every expansive experience that you are due to have. And that is confirmation. These individuals, again, that were pushing off their own life's debts and the debts that they were building, the karmic debts that they were acquiring through all of the darker practices that they were participating and partaking in, off onto those unassuming, manipulating others' energy for their benefits, believing that they were all powerful, believing that they would always continue to acquire within every lifetime these positions, this abundance. These are individuals that are not moving into the new world. Correction, true earth. They're not moving into the true earth, the true world, because they have not been allowed into it. Their spiritual card is declining at the gate. These are individuals that have been placed within a timeline of continuous experience. The experience of the life debts that they have racked up with what they have done, while there are light workers being placed in the position these individuals are falling from. Ooh, creativity. Give me one on creativity. Force. These individuals, again, waged war. They went up against divine order, divine ordinance. These are individuals that participated or partaken in darker practices, partook in darker practices. These are individuals that felt like their creativity, their practices, their rituals would continually keep them in a position to keep others in illusion. That is what a fun house is, a house of illusions. This was the spiritual warfare we were up against, and this is why this warfare was so intense. You being this, exactly, they were disobedient. while you being this revolutionary light leader, this light in this world that illuminated their illusions. You broke down their funhouse. You showed everybody exactly how this funhouse worked. And that was a problem to these individuals. Because once you see through the illusion, it's no longer an illusion, correct? Once you know how a magician does their tricks, it's no longer, or once you see how a magician does their tricks and their magic, it's no longer magical. It's manipulation. And that's what you were put here to convey. That's what you were put here to reveal and expose. And you have. So their tricks are no longer working. Their magic is no longer taking an effect. Because you have shown the light on what it truly is. This war is over. Love. This war is over with the advancement of the ascension and the awakening. The more that you speak your truth, the more that you follow your calling, the more that you stand confidently in what you were put here to do, the more that this is dismantled. This is Spirit saying, do not give up on you. And do not forget who you are when you receive what you've been praying for. Don't let the money change you. Love. Don't let the love of money change you. Because remember, they say, it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. And know that what can be given can be taken away. So watch your ego. Watch the way that you start to live when you receive this. A lot of individuals get to a certain position and then forgot what got them there. You are heavily loved unconditionally by the ethers. Uranus, you're a genius. And Faith, remember who you are and why you were given that position in the first place. You may also want to listen to Humble Beginnings by Bossy. It's one of my absolute favorite songs. I'm getting it channeled right now. You weren't born rich, you weren't born privileged, but you're about to be extremely abundant and seen as extremely privileged. Do the right things with what you're given. Part of fortune increase. Do the right things with what you're being given. Ending message, Spirit. I just said humble beginnings. We got 8th house endings and beginnings. You may definitely want to listen to Bossy. Humble beginnings. While somebody else is going through an end, it's funny because I'm wearing my skull shirt today. A lot of individuals are going through endings of their position of power, endings to their prosperity, endings to certain relationships they were trying to hold on to because they were vibratorily misaligned. You're going through beginnings in all areas. You may have an Egyptian ancestry as well. Happy endings, indeed. A complete reinvention, Spirit says true. A complete reinvention of the way that you've been experiencing this realm. It's going to put you in a position. Again, we got the world peeking out. The world can symbolize endings. This is also 10th house of the world. This is how you were seen. This is how you were recognized in this realm. This could also signify being very well known, world renowned, with truth here. So again, use what you were given wisely. And stay humble. Let me not say humble, because the definition of humble is like dimming your light. But remember who you are. With everything you receive, remember who you are. Who gave it to you and why you're there in the first place. What you were meant to do with all you receive. Remember who you are. Let me get one more. Remember who you are. Moon soul. I love that being the ending card. Remember your spirit. Remember what your spirit, your soul came here to do. Remember all the souls that you're saving with the position and the prosperity and the connections you are being given. You're a very, very powerful spirit. And you're going to do very, very big things with all that you acquire. It is due to you. And it's coming through for you. But it's also the changes you make within this realm that are going to be absolutely they said cataclysmic. I was going to say cataclysmic. Hold on. Absolutely cataclysmic to this world's advancement. So hold on. Cataclysmic's meaning is relating to or denoting a violent natural event. And I know that sounds like a bit scary, but exactly, it's big. With a violent event, I feel like these individuals are perceiving it as horrible to them, but it's going to be great for lights in this world. Cataclysmic. Causing a lot of destruction or a sudden violent change, such as an earthquake, tsunami, or eruption. Cataclysmic for good change, yes. Wow. This is going to be world-shaking, groundbreaking, in other words. World-shaking, groundbreaking. For others, it's going to be world-ending. Especially because they're losing everything. So in a sense, I guess it could be seen as a rapture, but in the best way. If you've been doing the work, you're being moved into a position of recognition, prosperity, success, generational wealth. If you've been nodding, if you've been going up against the divine ordinance and law, this is absolutely world ending for you. It's the end of the world as we once knew it. End of the simulation, the matrix, the breakdown of oppressive structures. But it's the architecturally up. What? The architectural, thank you, the architectural upbringing of divinity. The architectural upbringing. I'm sorry, sometimes they will channel things to me and I go to speak them and it's not something I'm used to conveying. This is how you know that a channel is coming through. Because these are not things I would normally say. This is divine energy, architectural upbringing of divinity, an entirely new foundation, an entirely new experience within true earth. It is new to you because you've never experienced the world in this way. You've never experienced life in this way. Many souls that have been continuously reincarnating into suffering and poverty are now being moved into a position to experience wealth and unadulterated happiness and joy and peace. Where those that were meant to be in that timeline are now being put within that timeline, and to them it is world ending. You got a lot of individuals that had obtained monetary means immorally, that their worst nightmare would be to experience poverty, and that's exactly what they're going into. While you are experiencing something foreign to you. You've never had this much wealth. You've never had this much recognition. You've never had this much traction and impact before. At least not to your own visual experience, your own physical eyes. Energetically, yes. But the things that you are about to see and acquire are going to be foreign to you because this is an experience you haven't had within this lifetime. And Spirit is saying, with the divine advocation over this experience they have for you, to be open and receptive to receiving it. And again, remember who you are. Remember why you came here when you get what you prayed for. And don't forget why you received it in the first place. I love you guys. I'm going to end it right there, though, because like I said, I have been up since like 6 a.m. I know I am looking a little bit fatigued. I need a little meditation before bed tonight, but I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And remember how important you are to the progress and advancement of this planet. Remember how many souls that you are saving with you being here, with you being alive, with you not giving up, with you fulfilling prophecy and destiny. Remember the importance of your spirit. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I will see you again tomorrow. So until then, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful, unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, ay. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car. Vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. And last, but most definitely not least, drink your motherfucking water. Remain grounded, stay balanced, and remember who the fuck you are and why you came here. And know that you are worthy of everything that you are receiving. But again, don't forget who you are and why you came here and who gave it to you when you get it. And also, side note, I will be uploading this one to YouTube because I feel as though it's a part 2 to the live that I did over there. We went into specific energies. This was about, I feel like, elites, organizations, and societies. So I feel like this one, I will be uploading to YouTube if you would like to watch it back, because I don't feel like the one on YouTube was as informational as this one is. So, I love you guys. In a few hours, this one should be uploaded if you want to check it out. And also, thank you, Lynette, for your donation. Me and the fur babies really do appreciate it. And I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. So until then, I love you. Hold grace for yourself, hold space for yourself, and be ready to receive. And until next time, bye.